This tutorial will concern the basic interface of EV3 Mindstorm software. So when you come into Mindstorms and you start your new project, you're going to see a couple of things. It's going to be a lot of stuff to look at, but basically I'll break it down very simply. You have up here the file name. Below that will be your individual programs within that file. Looking on the right-hand side of things, you have this button, which is the mouse, which allows you to click and drag and move around the parts of your program. You have a hand button, which allows you to pan around and move around the program. You have a comment button. If you click, you can drag out a comment, and then you would use the mouse to click it where you want it, and you can press T and write whatever you want here. And that's kind of helpful for helping you remember what the sort of program block does. If you click this save button, it will save for you. This is a undo, this is a forward. If I click on the left here, that zooms out. The right plus zoom button zooms in, obviously, and the one-to-one resets the zoom to default. Down here, you will have your toolbars. So there's a couple of different groups. Green is action, orange is flow control, yellow sensors, red's data, blue is the advanced tab, and this other blue is the blocks that you've made. On the right-hand side, you will see when your robot is plugged in only, some status things. You can rename your robot here. You will see what firmware version you have. That doesn't really matter. You can see what sensors are plugged in the port view. This is going to be important. And you can see other available robots on Bluetooth, which we're not going to enable here. Now, when your robot's plugged in, you're going to have to download the program. So this will just run your program. That means if your robot's plugged in, it will run whatever you want while it's plugged into the computer. But that's not really useful if you're traveling distance in the robot. So this button is a download button. When you have saved this and renamed this so you can find it on your robot, you can then hit this download button. And when I hit the download button, notice the sound it makes. It makes a little sound that lets you know, okay, I can now unplug this and I don't need this computer to run this program first. To get these blocks on the screen, you just click and drag. So I'm just clicking and dragging a couple blocks. Notice how they're pale. They're not going to be enabled until they're connected to the play button. So without going into detail to what these do, just know that now these will be enabled in my active program, okay? I can switch these around in certain orders if I wanted as well. So that's a little bit of the basic interface of LEGO Mindstorms. One last note, if you needed to delete something, you can just left click on it and it'll notice it'll be highlighted blue. Hit the delete key on your keyboard.